everybody. The Wendy Williams Experience is in full effect. Brenda K. Starr is coming in next hour for the Hour of Truth. On Friday, I'm going to be in South Carolina. Shout out to everybody listening in South Carolina right now. I'm going to be at Club V12 hosting my album release party at Club V12 on Friday night in South Carolina. I'll see your face in the place of the brown juice and champagne and the strip club afterwards. Then on Saturday, I'm going to be in Vegas. Shout out to everybody who's going to be going out there. People flying in from all over the joint. Particularly shout out to everybody who listens to the radio program in Los Angeles, because I know you guys are only 45 minutes away because the big fight's on a Saturday night. That would be the Hopkins-Taylor fight. And then the after-party fight, which I'm turning into my birthday party. And Seagram's is laying out the full open bar and the full seafood spread and stuff for us, is next door to the MGM where the fight is. The party is at the Aladdin. And within the Aladdin, there's this place called the V, like Victory Theater. The Victory Theater. I know there's two V's in what I just said. Friday, I'm going to be at V12 in South Carolina. And then Saturday, I'm going to be at the Aladdin at the V Theater. But not before watching Hopkins whoop up on something nasty. Shout out to Delroy J. Baker. Delroy, it's been a while. I'm so glad you're back in the listening audience. Shout out to DeVern and his wife, Allison Mosley. And a special shout out to Tony listening in Philly, who says her personal favorite from my CD is Whoa by MOP. Well, thank you, Tony. And I hope I have your name right. Is this Lakia from the Brick City? Birthday on July 20th. Happy birthday, Cancer girlfriend. She says that the 9-year-old girl from our last segment might be getting molested and touched and whatnot by the boyfriend, and that she needs to sit down and ask her daughter about that. Yeah, I co-sign. As if that drama wasn't enough, hold on to your britches, because here we go again. Dear Wendy, I'm 36 with a beautiful 15-year-old daughter. I'm married to a 39-year-old man with a sweet, handsome 17-year-old son.
Easy. Take your time.
We've all been living together for 3 years under the same roof like one big happy family.
All right now.
The problem is our kids are too happy. Keep it going.
Easy.
Recently, I noticed that our two kids have been spending a lot of time together. Hold on, don't let it blow yet.
Bonding.
Almost every day in our basement alone. Keep the drum roll going until I give you the sign to let it blow. I don't even have to give you a sign, you'll know.
I'll know. Easy, mommy.
They say that's because that's where the pool table is. And they like to play pool together.
That's nice.
But last week, I found them asleep together. Hold on. Sitting upright in front of our TV. Her with her head leaning on his shoulder and his arm around her.
Okay.
When I woke up, you can let it go by now, because I mean, please, the writing's on the wall.
Right. I hear you say it.
Okay, good. When I woke them up, they said they didn't realize the position they were in. Also, when the kids get their allowance, they save and buy each other jewelry and clothes. They even go to the movies together on Saturday night alone. When I ask about the movies, they say they don't want to go with friends because friends don't like the same movies. To me, Wendy, they act like a couple instead of brother and sister. When I mentioned it to my lawyer husband, he says I have no proof that it's not a platonic relationship. But Wendy, I'm still concerned. Every summer, they both go to Florida with my sister's family. And I heard my stepson and my daughter on the phone with the hotel they're staying in, and insist on being connected to the room. Excuse me. They insist on having connected rooms at the hotel, the brother and sister.
Shit.
Wendy, number one, should I be concerned or am I tripping? Number two, if they are a couple, is it okay since they're not related? And number three, should we all go to family counseling or should I just mind my own damn business? Signed, Mrs. Carol Brady. I mean, the whole thing was one big drum roll. There wasn't any she didn't catch anything. She has no hard proof.
Yeah.
But if I were in her position, in my mind, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They've been sexing forever.
Ooh.
And they feel as though it's perfectly, you've been together for 3 years and he's 17 and she's 15. Oh, that's a go for at least 18 months.
Yeah.
At least 18 months, that's been a go. Oh, and their only slip up is that they were caught sleeping together innocently after exhausting themselves on each other, no doubt.
Yeah.
That position and sitting up like that. Because you would have never suspected anything with the attached rooms or anything like that, or even going to the movies.
Yeah. They're not related, though. So.
They're not related, but it's still awkward. But you know what? I don't know what to tell you. I'd get counseling for me first. I would get counseling for me. That's what I would do, personally speaking. Because your husband is not worried about it at all. He's busy with his legal briefs. He's a lawyer. He's not concerned. And you know what? And you know how men are. Well, not all men. I don't mean to put you all in one basket, but my son. Your stepsister, another chick, whatever. Just slay them all. You know what I mean? A lot of you guys get carried away with the notion of slaying and, well, at least he ain't gay. You know what I mean? There is a bigger picture to be concerned about. If I were her, I'd be feeling like her. And if I were you, lady, I would go to therapy.
Yeah.
I would go, for me. I'd go to therapy. I need two-way conversation. My husband is not giving me the conversation that I am needing right now. And I need to talk to somebody about it. And hell no, I wouldn't tell Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. I would not be sharing with my girlfriends. I wouldn't even be sharing with my own mother or my own sis. I wouldn't share that with anyone.
She has no proof, though.
All the more reason to go to therapy, because everybody's going to be looking at her like she's crazy. Maybe. I'm not looking at her like she's crazy. You got a friend in me, girl. I co-sign. There's something jumping off. Now, let's take the actual answer. There's 3 people looking in the glass from the other room. Hollywood's leading the pack. And there's 5 people in here. All right, 3 and 5 equals 8. Raise your hand if you think that these two are having sex. Unanimous. Oh. Miss Artie. Why? Whatever.
Because it wasn't proven.
Okay, whatever. Once again, I'm going to turn out the lights and everybody raise their hands. Raise your hand if you think they're having sex. For real. For real. Art finally raised his hand because you see he had a chance to think about it. Did I see you raise your hand?
No, you did not.
Well, it was something long.
I know, that's right. How you doing?
All right. Oh, Hollywood just walked in the room. Hollywood.
Yes.
Did you hear the whole letter?
Yep.
Are they having sex?
Yeah, no doubt. For a long time.
Yeah. I say 18 months. You in?
Probably 24.
Okay. That's all. I'd go to therapy because you can't. You got to be very delicate with this one, or next thing you know, your kids will be having children themselves.
Ooh.
Damn.
It's Wendy, man.
My boss came into my office and he basically brushed up against me with his penis.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know how should I handle that situation?
The Wendy Williams Experience.
How you doing? All right.
We turned on Woody. We couldn't turn him off. Oh, shoot. Shout out to Naughty by Nature. Naughtyville. Yeah. Shout out to everybody in Irvington. All the folk working to get Monty's together. That's the new soul food joint. They sent me a fax. They're getting the restaurant together and listening. I love that. Irvington, what's good? Mayor Smith, how you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the fabulous, the glamorous, the well-preserved Brenda K. Starr. The K is for Mwah. It's good to have you here. Is that fine husband of yours up here, too? No. Did you see how she flung her hair?
Yes. Fabulous.
Everything is very...
He's with the kids, so they have sports.
4 kids you got.
Yeah, my son has football. My daughter has rehearsals for theater.
Yeah.
And then my other 2 kids, one has, cheerleading today. Another one does volunteer work at the senior citizen home.
Jeez, how old are these kids?
15, 12, 7, and 5.
Wow. You're so soft-spoken today.
No, my throat. I've been singing since 5. I did the morning show. I was up at 4. I was on Telemundo this morning, Univision this afternoon.
Okay.
I was at Sirius Radio last night.
Yeah.
And then just like running around doing all this stuff.
Promoting
and then
your
I fell
album.
asleep in the car.
Coming here.
Yeah. I was sitting downstairs in the car.
Now, Brenda, you're originally from what borough in New York?
Manhattan.
Your Hell's Kitchen?
No. West 90th Street.
West 90th.
Right.
And now you and your family, you live out in New Jersey?
Yeah, we live out in Jersey.
And you got a house and the lawn and the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the years have been good to you.
I think so.
I mean,
in
because...
What way do you mean?
Well, because many of us only know I Still Believe.
Right.
And past that, like if you don't speak the language or follow the music,
right,
then that's all you know is I Still Believe. You know, right. Brenda could be slinging burgers at a greasy spoon. You know, Mariah Left You for Dead is what? No, I'm just giving you the layperson's right room.
I actually had hits after that. I had What You See Is What You Get, which was a Billboard top chart.
Okay.
I did What You See Is What You Get. I did Picking Up the Pieces of My Broken Heart, which was a club hit.
Yes, I remember that.
No Matter What with George Lamond, which was top 10 on Billboard.
That's right.
I also did an album for, at that time, there was a type of music which I'm sure you're aware of, freestyle.
Yes, because I worked it when Shot was Shot 103.
Hot 103 was it?
Yeah.
Shot.
Pie.
It was Shot.
And Brenda, everybody, I was the overnight jock, and Brenda was one of the biggest stars of that particular era with the freestyle music.
Yeah, we did Legends of Freestyle, and then I basically followed the music, and then I did a lot of TV and commercials. So, I just kept my chops alive. I mean, it was just about finding my niche and what I did musically. So I never really I've had my share of working when I was before getting like a big record, before having I Still Believe out. I mean, mind you, I've been working since I'm 8. Yeah. I did my first commercial.
Well, and you've garnered
movies, and then I worked at Chirping Chickens. I did some flipping, but I didn't flip burgers. I flipped chicken. I was working at a restaurant.
Pollo.
So I was flipping pollo.
And Brenda, everybody's gotten attention from Grammy. Now, was that nomination or? I
was already saying in Spanish. Yeah. A nomination for Best Latin Single, which was I Still Believe in Spanish. But I mean, I didn't win. I was up against Gloria Estefan, and
you were nominated.
But I was nominated, and I got to travel. I took my mom, and it was a good experience for my mom because I grew up with a single mom, and there was 7 of us.
Yes.
So for her to be able to work 3 jobs, she was a cleaning lady. She worked at a school.
Look at you.
And she also, had her share of working at a hospital.
And now you have a cleaning lady, and you have one for her as well.
I have a cleaning lady twice a month. That's it. Because no one ever cleans your house the way you clean your house.
Exactly.
I don't care what anybody says.
I just let the dust pile. I just look at it and say, oh, well,
my kids hate that. They hate that. They're always like, why are you always cleaning? But I cannot deal with clutter. I can't deal with dirty. I hate that. I just can't. I hate when the guys leave the seats up in the toilet. Yeah. Like I yell at my husband and my son. I'm like, can you just put it down? I feel like you're going to fall through it.
How many years have you been married? It's Brenda K. Starr, everybody.
It's going to be 10 years.
Look at that.
10 years. We met, and it's funny how we met because I was on the highway and I was coming from a recording session. It was a really, really low time in my career because I was doing tons of demos, trying to get an English deal. But for some reason, I couldn't get that English deal. Okay. But my husband was behind me, and I had dated someone for 4 years before him, and it just didn't work because I was traveling. You know how guys are, they drift. Yes. And they play you. So for me, I was, exactly a cheat. So I was driving, and I noticed this guy's like Mercedes. He had his top down. It was actually a BMW, but it wasn't really the car that caught me. It was his hair. He had dark hair and beautiful shades, like dark shades. I was like, what a good looking guy. And I was looking from my rearview mirror, and he had kept staring at me, and I kept staring at him. So he moved alongside me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he like motioned, "You're so beautiful." And I was like, "Thank you." And then he was like, "What's your phone number?" Showing me a hand signal for a phone.
Right.
And I was kind of like putting my fingers up, trying to get him to give it to him.
Go on.
So
Working
he was
it
like,
at the light.
Pull over. I was like, because you never know.
A killer.
Exactly. So, and it would not be a good example for my daughters. At
Right.
the time, I was a single mom of two girls.
Right.
So I pulled alongside where there was a state trooper giving somebody a ticket.
Yes.
So he had asked me my name. We exchanged names. He asked me what I did. I said, well, I'm a songwriter. He didn't know who I was.
Well, is your name, your real name is, you gave him your real name.
My name is Brenda Kaplan.
Okay. Oh, okay.
My dad's Israeli and my mother's Puerto Rican.
Okay.
So I turned around.
So you're half Jewish
and Puerto Rican.
And half, like Geraldo.
Exactly. And my mom's mom is got some Judaism in her because she's from Spain. It's just a long story. I'm like a melting pot.
Okay.
Belender baby. But then we had exchanged numbers, and I had his number for 5 months, but I wasn't totally healed of my situation. I really didn't want to get into another relationship because I was really not ready mentally.
Yeah.
So I decided to just stay on my own. I had his number for 6 months. Long story short, I called him and had my girlfriend follow me to the date because I was unsure of what kind of guy this is.
Good.
So I went to the bathroom after like an hour of hanging out with him. I told my girlfriend, I said, you could go, it's all right. And then we got engaged 6 months later, and then we got married.
Wow.
Not even a year, just about a year.
Wow.
And he's wonderful.
Did you invite Mariah Carey to the wedding?
She never came.
Oh.
Never came. I invited her.
And this was 10 years ago.
Yeah. She never showed up.
But at that time, wait, was she married to Tommy 10 years ago?
Yeah, she was married to him at the time.
So he was probably, at that time, I would have said, okay, well, it's Tommy holding her back from everything
I don't
old.
care what anybody says. I'm married and I'm my own person. I love my husband to pieces.
Yes.
But when you get married, it doesn't mean that someone has to take your identity and tell you which route to go, what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. You as an individual need to learn how to take control of your life.
That's right.
And if I have my friends,
that's right.
I'm like, listen, this is my girl. This has been my girl.
I was going to say that Mariah was more than friend. Mariah lived at your house at one point.
She actually lived with Clarissa and all the other girls.
Okay.
But she had sang background for me. And we spent a lot of time together. When we had the audition we were going on tour, and I needed 2 background singers. She came down to the audition, and she was actually there an hour early. And I like persistence, because persistence is prevalence for me. And I'm the type of person that I always said to myself, I don't care, hustle or bustle, whatever it takes to provide for my kids and give my kids a great life the way my mom hustled for me, I'll do the same for them.
Okay.
She showed up to the audition an hour early. I thought she was extremely pretty. I thought she just had something about her. Really quiet. I said, you're a little early, but you could come in. I was like, what's your name? We started talking. We right then and there hit it off.
Wow.
And she had sang some of I Still Believe In. It's funny because I was telling, I want it to be sung this way. And here I am. I mean, she's extremely talented, and I'm telling this girl how I wanted to sing something.
Right.
So she was like, okay. She was good at following directions. Right then and there, I knew she had the job.
Yes.
So I had hired her, and we had started hanging out. And then, it's just like we started going on tour. And at the time, the norm for like a background singer was $150. I was giving her a $150, but there were times when we were going out shopping. She was like, oh, I want that bathing suit, but I can't afford it.
Right.
I was like, buy it. I'll give you the money. I'll pay you extra.
Right.
No, don't worry about it. I was like, just get the bathing suit.
Right.
So it was more like there were other background singers, but she was the one that I always like became close. So she was like more like a buddy, sister type of friend. Because I traveled a lot, and my sister was really involved in college with physical therapy college. So she was out a lot. So Mariah and I just got this bond. And she, I met her brother Ben. Actually Morgan. Ben Morgilis is the guy who was her producer at one point. But just there was something about her that we just like hit it off. We were so much alike. We loved music. We eat, sleep, dream, and breathe it. So there was like a really good similarity.
Yes.
And then just one day she was just sitting at backstage at one of my shows. I was like, what do you listen to? Oh, this song I wrote. I was like, let me hear.
Okay.
I was like, why are you singing background for me? Why are you not like with a major record company?
Okay.
And she exploded my ears by telling me that they said she sounds too much like Whitney.
Okay.
And that she's a white girl, and how would she be able to get a deal? And I was like, well, you're basically going to the wrong people.
Did you ever say, well, why don't you? All right. So at that time, she addressed herself as a white girl.
She said, "Yeah." She says, I'm white, and it's people are, how are they going to give me a chance trying to sound black, saying I'm trying to sound like Whitney?
Oh man.
And I was like, Mimi, I'm sorry, I can't curse on there, but that just really like irks me. Mimi, first of all, is not heard. I've never heard that name been said by Patricia, Morgan, Michael, any of them.
It was a made up nickname.
I don't even know where the name came from. I'm not bashing her because I'm a wonderful person.
Yeah.
And when I have a friend, I truly, truly give that friend my everything. And then I don't know where Mimi came from. I remember Raya. Because
Raya, short for Mariah.
Short for Mariah, and I don't understand.
Were you invited to the wedding with Mariah and Tommy?
Yes, I was.
Oh,
I was invited to the wedding,
and you went.
And I was invited to the wedding because she was at Apollo Theater, and she told me she was playing at Apollo.
Okay.
And I knew that the thing was going on before it was in the media.
Okay.
Because one day I'm coming out of Mariah's apartment. We were hanging out, and she just I was like, at first, the real reason why I knew was because I kind of like decided to leave a little. I was going to leave early, and then I decided to leave a little later.
At the Apollo?
No, at her house.
Okay.
This is how I knew that she was dating Tommy.
The house. Was this something that she was able to afford to get?
No, this isn't a Tommy got that for.
Okay,
Tommy got that for because she was living in a studio apartment in Chelsea.
Okay.
And I remember that he got her a piano to write her songs, and I was like, "You were going to be so huge." She was like, "You think so?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You got the right people behind you," but naively not thinking that. But Tommy did mention she was hot when we were at the party the night that I gave him the tape.
Yeah.
But
physically hot before you even listened to the tape?
She walked in, his eyes were already they were just bulging.
Wow.
And I was like, he's checking her out. So she went to the bathroom. He's like, who's the babe with the body?
Right.
And I was like, that's Mariah. I was like, yo, you think she has a beautiful body? I said, that girl can sing.
Okay.
And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, she's amazing and she needs a deal. This is her CD. This is her cassette.
Oh,
and I gave her the cassette and I said, please listen to it because, she does background for me, but she really needs to be out there. Hook her up.
Yes.
So I went to the bathroom. I was like, Mariah, I gave him your tape. She was like, oh my God, really? I was like, yeah. She had no idea really who he was.
Is she really as naive with the boys as she says?
Oh. I don't know about all that now. I mean, time changes. We all grow. I mean, we could be naive at the beginning.
But
at that time,
yeah.
Well, I mean, she wasn't very not that she wasn't an extroverted person. She just didn't share a lot of her sexual things with me because honestly it was none of my business.
So she could
I don't share with her who I sleep with. I didn't really know who she slept with.
So she very well could be.
She could have been, and maybe people may not have came out of the woodwork that dealt with her before. Who knows if she was quote unquote a virgin at the time. We don't all know that. That's Mariah's story.
Okay.
That's up to her to keep private.
Right.
Just like no one ever knows when I lost my virginity. That's my business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, when did you lose it?
Can't tell you.
Oh, sure. Okay.
But believe me, it was a reasonable age.
Okay.
But for me.
Oh, damn. We got the 10987.
Are we only doing this for 8 minutes?
It's No, you're coming back.
Oh, yeah.
It's Brenda K. Starr in the studio, everybody. Be here as we uncover. Keep it here.
Wendy, man.
Hello?
What's going on, Remy? What happened with you and Gloria Velez?
Talking mad reckless to me. FYI, I never got robbed in my life.
Okay.
You letting Gloria Velez rob me.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, there's a lot going on. 107.5 WBLS. Today's R&B and classic soul. Brenda K. Starr's in the studio for our Hour of Truth. On Friday, July 15th, the WBLS Hummer is going to be at the House of Liquors. It's located at 209 Main Street in Orange, New Jersey. The Budweiser models will be there, and you can receive some Budweiser goodies to go and BLS goodies to go, too, while supplies last. So look for the Hummer, once again, at the House of Liquor at 209 Main Street in Orange on Friday at 4 p.m. Art just told me I must do an LA weight loss. By the way, don't forget tomorrow night, everybody, the Wendy Williams Comedy Experience at the Laugh Factory. Shout out to Capone, the true gangster of comedy. Shout out to Ken Black. Cuter and funnier than ever.
Guys.
Yeah, they're cackling like a bunch of hens. The interns are just having a good time. You know what I love to see? I love to see when they all get along. I love that. We really do know how to pick them here. Like, none of the girls sit like an island. They all talk amongst each other. And then I find, if you listen close enough, you hear them making plans for after work or maybe for the weekend together. And and none of the girls know each other to begin with, but we all have a common goal, and that is to prop me up, help me, help. And through that, it's just a great group of girls. I never remember. I was interning when I interned for radio. I interned with like 5 other people, and none of us were friends like that afterwards.
Clicks and stuff.
Well, I guess it was black against white. I really don't know. I mean, they just so happens that they were 4 white and I was 1 black. But I was also the only one who had a college radio show. And so I might have been the only one with the serious eye of the tiger. So I just joked about the black against white thing because it really wasn't against anything. I really wasn't paying attention to them. I was, I was there to learn something they might not have had the eye of the tiger for. They might have been there having fun. But I was there to learn without being a nudge, to observe everything. Anyway, caller number 11 right now on the phone is going to pick up passes for the WBLS Cruise 2 on the Horizon Yacht. Chuck Chillat's doing the mix. It's happening on Saturday. Jaguar Wright is performing this Saturday, July 16th, and it's sponsored by Foxwoods Resort and Casino. It's closer to New York than Atlantic City. Foxwoods is a fabulous place, but the BLS Cruise that you're calling for now, you got to be 21 years or older, and dial now and good luck. We'll pass that back to the Cackling Hen Corner. One of you can make use of that. And listen to this. The woman with the 9-year-old daughter and the dope fiend boyfriend. Dear Wendy, I have to apologize. I missed your advice to me. I have 2 daughters, and I heard you at the very end. Do you mind repeating your advice for me? So all that, and she didn't even hear.
She's going to have to do a best of show then.
Yeah, we're definitely going to play your moment in a best of show. No doubt. Oh, you looking for a pen? What? Oh yeah, get the faxes here. You can put them right here. I'm sorry. What's her name again?
Risha.
Why do you say it like, how did you say it?
Risha.
He rolled his eyes all queenie like Risha. Brenda K. Starr said, oh, she's beautiful. She looks like Halle Berry. She does look like Halle Berry. Yeah. Risha looks like Halle Berry. With an Egyptian twist though, right? Risha, are you all black?
No, I'm from Trinidad.
See, she's from Trinidad. Well, that's black, honey. See, what's the problem with the Caribbean? You're black. You just are black Trini.
You a Negro with pineapple juice.
All right. Shout out to my Bayesian posse. Shout out to the whole Caribbean massive. We always did think we were better than just plain old black American Negroes. Anyway, what we told you is, in a nutshell, your daughter could quite possibly be getting molested by your boyfriend. And if she's not 9 years old, is not like 9 back in the day. Like these days, 9 is almost like 15 for a lot of 9-year-olds. Not all of them. There's some 9-year-olds who still enjoy going to American Girl and like that, but, buying their dolls. But it's a fast life out here. And is your boyfriend back on dope? And I don't know, but if you are so fearful of him to ask him something like that he's going to hit you repeatedly again with a blunt object, then this is not the relationship for you. You've got 2 children that you're raising and a 9-year-old who needs your attention desperately because she's crying out for attention. That's why she walks around the house all naked, which is totally inappropriate for a 9-year-old, even around her biological father. And a boy walking around naked is inappropriate too, even around his biological mother. Just walking and luxuriating, I'm talking about. Coming up and asking, if you're just turning on the show, please, you're all in the Kool-Aid, you don't know the flavor. I understand you have other things to do, but what I suggested is let go of this man. Leave him alone. Who cares what he's doing? At this point, you've got a 9-year-old in crisis. You've got 2 kids you have to take care of. And I recommended you go to therapy so you can be as strong as possible to take care of your children. And as far as him being on dope, all you need from him is to be well enough to be a contributor to your household. Deal with the dope thing after you're out. Because if you bring it up whether he's on dope or not again is going to have him again repeatedly beat you repeatedly with a blunt object. then you need to ask him that from afar once you have your own apartment secured and like that. And if you can't afford your own apartment, it's now time to open. I don't know your financial status, but it's now time to open up the phone book and look for some help with social services. It is time to get your children out of that house, and you too. And I know you were in this relationship for 8 years. This is the only father that your daughters have known, and blah, 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 blah. He's violent. He's already beaten you with a blunt object.
I keep saying blunt.
Because that sounds so...
What is a blunt object, though? Like an iron or a...
Like if I beat you with this microphone.
Oh, that's a blunt object.
If I beat you with that phone cord.
Oh.
Not the cord, the phone itself.
Oh, okay.
Which to me sounds even... I mean, I know it's not worse, but it sounds even worse than getting backhanded across the room. Like getting beat with a blunt object repeatedly. Because she asked him, was he on dope? She caught him doping. And he told her she didn't know what she was talking about and beat the crap out of her and never addressed his issue. And that was 2 years ago. And she said he's been a saint since then, but she suspects that he's back on dope now. And she wants to bring it up, but she doesn't want to get beat again with a blunt object. Now it's time for me to talk to you about LA weight loss. Is that a blunt object in your belly, or do you need LA weight loss?
Oh,
that was my segue. How did that go? Did that go over like a lead balloon? I'm sorry. Look, LA weight loss, everybody. 1-800-448-TRIM. It is that time of year. People are showing. Look, it's 90 degrees outside. How's that fire down there? You know? Mm-hmm. I remember at one point my legs rubbed together so badly that when I wore, like this time of year, this is not a lie. Oh, gosh. Play the music.
Oh, no. Whoa, like that. Okay, here we go.
I used to get red pimples on my thighs. You know, like the rubbing.
Yes.
You understand? Any big girl, I can't even say guy because you guys don't wear dresses, but any big girl worth her salt who's being honest through her radio knows exactly what I'm talking about. I used to get bumps on my upper thighs. My legs would rub together so furiously. And it would be like this time of year because, of course, you're wearing the smallest of panties and you're not wearing pantyhose and you're wearing, like, usually, like, a skirt or something like that. And just the rubbing and just the rubbing and the rubbing and the rubbing and then the sweat and the sweat. And you have to buy certain kind of underwear so that the sweat marks wouldn't be, like, in your creases and I'm talking about not your slit.
Right.
I'm talking about the creases where your legs join your torso. You know? Oh yes. Well, say what you want. I joined LA Weight Loss, honey. So you can put that song where? Back there. And you can do it too. Thank God LA Weight Loss is around. It's for people who wake up and think about food. While they're eating that meal, they're thinking about their next meal. That's right.
It's like that?
It still is. I still have fat thoughts. It's a constant struggle every day, but I learned tools from LA Weight Loss that will help me for a lifetime. They didn't help me lose all my weight, but they helped me lose my last crucial 15 pounds. The weight before that was surgically done, and you know that. I've never run into a weight loss program that has helped me the way LA Weight Loss had. And perhaps if I'd run into LA Weight Loss 10 years ago when I went under the knife the first time and got my first round of liposuction, maybe I wouldn't have even gone on LA Weight Loss. It is for people who think about food on a regular. And that's all kind of size people. That's people who have 15 pounds to lose or 10 pounds and people who have 150 pounds. Fat thoughts are fat thoughts. And guess what? It doesn't necessarily... I still have fat thoughts. Oh, every day is a struggle. Trying to survive and hustle.
Yeah.
In my mouth, out my mouth. Whoa. It's my own remix on the Whoa song from the Wendy Williams Brings the Heat compilation CD. Shout out to MOP. I'll give you the telephone number for LA Weight Loss. Look, they come on with weight loss counselors. How many weight loss programs can you get on where you can actually ring up the phone or go by and speak to somebody? It's a shrink to talk to you about your weight loss. You don't even have to make appointments. When you feel weak, go. LA Weight Loss has hundreds of locations around the country. Millions of people have lost millions of pounds on LA Weight Loss. I happen to be one of those people. This is the best weight loss program out there, bar none. I play a little tennis doubles right now, but at the time of losing my weight, I'm a lazy schmuck. You know, I'm not exercising. What? Pills? I can't do that. I got thyroid disease. So now what are my options? I'm not going to exercise, and I don't want to take pills. What are my options? And I think about food all the time. 1-800-448-TRIM. That's what. 1-800-448-TRIM. If I sound passionate, it's because I'm still thinking about the woman with the boyfriend of 8 years on dope and the 9-year-old daughter prancing around the house with no clothes. So my emotions have now spilled over to LA weight loss. I apologize. Do we have any brown juice behind that bar in the office? If I just take a little slug of something, I'll probably be mellowed out.
You be straight. We got you.
I don't want to be angry talking to Brenda K. Starr about Mariah Carey, but that's what we're going into for the remainder of the hour.
Okay.
It's 107. Excuse me. No. Little something caught my throat. Could be a ham sandwich. Fat thoughts. 1-800 with coleslaw and half honey mustard and half mayonnaise. Miracle Whip.
Stop it.
On rye bread with Swiss cheese.
Oh. And French dressing to dip it in.
Oh, shut up. Exactly.
Oh.
And let me just tell you something. And forget the coleslaw in the sandwich. It's too sloppy. You mix the coleslaw with the French dressing. Use your fork and you put a dollop on every bite.
Oh, you got it.
Fat thoughts. 1-800-448-TRIM. It's LA Weight Loss, and this is 107.5 WBLS.
Visa Extras, your
How you doing?
I do apologize. I was taking a telephone call regarding Star Jones from my friend Patricia Shipp, who writes fabulous articles for the National Enquirer. Patty Jackson in Philly, she'll probably be calling you next. But in the meantime, Brenda K. Starr's in the studio.
Oh.
There was a wardrobe malfunction regarding Mariah Carey in Germany, as a matter of fact. Her breast accidentally popped out. The fans were stunned. She was on a German TV show, and her dress kind of fell apart, and she had one of those wardrobe malfunctions, and she got all red-faced, and this is what she says. Someone bring me a jacket or the show's off. We all know how quickly these images can spread around the world. Those are breast implants. Would you say?
That they, I think so.
Yeah,
I mean, we all know about plastic surgery.
Yeah, that's a go. Okay.
Yeah.
So next. So anyway, so Brenda K. Starr's in the studio. Her new CD is called, how do you pronounce?
Atrévete a olvidarme, which means I dare you to forget me.
Oh. I love it.
Thank you.
You and Mariah favor each other in a few ways. I mean, not really. It's not like you're twins, but I wish you were still friends.
I do too. But you know what's so funny?
Yeah.
For me, I think like a friend is someone you can get on the phone with. I don't care how busy you are, because I'm busy too. I got a career. Like I said, I have 4 kids. I live in a beautiful house. I don't need for anything.
Right.
You know, I mean, if I'm stuck, you're there for me. If you're stuck, I'm there for you, whether it's an ear or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I got tired of just getting called to do this for me and do this for me, and they're doing this for me, and I'm going around the world, Mariah Carey around the world, Mariah CNN, people in the news. Then I have my own radio show, and I call her to come do my radio show, and then she like tags me on to somebody else and somebody else and somebody else.
Yeah.
Why can't you just say, listen, that's my girl, I'm doing this, pick a date? And then at one point, Marvette was a publicist and still is, said that we were going to do this whole interview. I'm calling her office. No one calls me back.
Yeah.
And then it kind of feels like I was like just treated as one of the groupies.
Yeah.
And for me, I was very uncomfortable with that because when I met Marvette, I met her at at the TRL filming. She's Terrell's sister. What a really nice person she was, because I had an incident with Benny Medina. I think he's very nasty. I think he's full of himself, and I'm very uncomfortable with him. And I had told Mariah how he embarrassed me because I went up to him to say hello, and I thought he would remember me because in the arts, you know so many people, but you know you don't forget a face.
Right.
And I was the one who had talked to him about Mariah before she had gotten her deal. Long story short, in front of everybody in the room, he's like, "Who are you?" You know, and I was
first of all, anybody who knows the story of Mariah Carey and who doesn't knows Brenda K. Starr.
So, long story short, I walked out and I was very uncomfortable. And, you know, I was upset. So, of course, my eyes filled with water. And Marvette was the first one to say, you know, Bran, screw him. You know, he wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
And then I told Mariah, well, long story telling Mariah was like, well, there's really nothing I can do. You know how people are. I'm sorry. You don't do that. But lo and behold, again, she needed me to do CNN People in the News. Every time she calls me to
freeze.
do a favor.
Okay, this is Mariah now after Glitter and coming back with this CD that she has out right now,
Emancipation of Mimi.
Right, Emancipation of Mimi. Mariah needed spin control to help you, the consumers, still believe in her. And one of the things, her tools was to call up her old friend,
Right, and talk about how great she is.
And
of course, me not thinking the good person I am, I'm not one to badmouth somebody.
Wait a minute. So, and she wanted you to specifically, look, I'm calling. I know we haven't talked in a while.
She didn't call me. She had her people call me.
Okay, we
and
need
asked me
you
would I mind to do that
and talk good about Mariah on.
Just talk about your great relationship with her. And at the beginning, I was
John Q.
reserved
Public think that their relationship is still cool.
Well, you know what's so funny? When I did do the interview, I did talk about how, you know, I was happy for her, you know, not envious because I'm not envious.
Right.
Because she's doing her thing and I'm doing my thing.
Right.
But I was very uncomfortable saying how great she is, how we speak. She doesn't call me anymore. I've left her messages. Oh, I didn't check my messages. You know what? You can take 5 minutes out of your schedule to ask me, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Okay.
You know, let's go to dinner when you're in town. You have all these big parties. You know, what is it? Is it that I'm not part of the big clique? Because there's a lot of people that I see around her.
You weren't invited to the big Emancipation of Mimi? Even I was invited to that.
Absolutely not.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely not.
I'm never invited to nothing. I was
I wasn't invited to a wedding, and when she was at the Apollo Theater, I didn't get to finish. She showed me her ring, and she's like, I'm engaged. I was like, I knew it. She's like, I said to Tommy, right? She's like, yeah. But I'd seen her, Tommy, coming in and out of her building when I was leaving.
Okay.
With like cartons of Cristal. He had bought her a car when they were dating.
What kind of car?
It was a Mustang. And I had said to her, I said, you don't even know how to drive.
Right.
And she was like, well, I'm going to learn. And I was like, girl, not for nothing. When you're that age and you got somebody that powerful, I was like, girl, if it's good, stick with it.
Yes.
And not learn to love the person, because you really have to love the person you marry.
Right.
So at the point, I thought she really loved Tommy. I mean, he adored her. I noticed, like, in his eyes when he looked at her, you know, that he really loved her. But I had a problem with that because, like, she thought I didn't know. But, you know, I'm from the ghetto. I'm sorry. I know who's doing who.
Right.
As soon as I saw when I was walking out the building, I was like, she's having it. So I knew it.
Yeah.
But when she was at the Apollo, I said, I know you invited me to your wedding, right?
Right.
And she was like, yeah, you're coming. So I was gonna go to her wedding. I thought I was actually gonna be in it, but I was pregnant. But I ended up being pregnant, so I didn't come. But you know, it's just like it was just like so many fake people that are around her, and I'm sorry. That's how I feel. I feel like she'll never know what a real friendship is, because I'm not putting myself on this pedestal, but I think I was a wonderful friend.
Okay, we only have a minute left. We're on Park Avenue. What if Mariah is downstairs right now, no hangers on, by herself, with a bouquet, some tears in her eyes, and a big apology? Let's go across the street to Houston's and have a catch up. I am so sorry. I didn't realize I hurt you the way I did. You say
Big
what?
Time. Honestly, I would have a problem with making up with, because you know what?
You would have.
Of course, I wouldn't have a problem.
You wouldn't? You said
I wouldn't have a problem.
Okay.
But you know what? Who knows that I could believe her? Because all these years that I've been a true friend, how do I know she's really my friend? You only call me when you need me. You got $1 million record deal. What happened to I'll give you a house, you give me a record deal? I'm still waiting.
Wow. Thank you, Brenda. Her new CD is in stores today. It's Brenda K. Starr.
Atrévete a olvidarme. And it's on Mi Voz, Fantana Music, Boss. You should check it out. It's
Wendy, man.
First of all, my question is, what's wrong with Fantasia? I guess maybe I'm wondering why no one wants to focus on Fantasia's talent. I mean,
Because nobody can get past her team.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
I apologize for the delay, but you know I'm going to make it worth your while by just giving you a little extra tea for your day. I was on the telephone with my girlfriend, Patricia Shipp. She has been a writer for the National Enquirer magazine for years. And so, she wanted me to collabo with her regarding Star Jones and Al. And Star, I will let you know, honey, it is what it is with you. Let him breathe. I didn't say anything disparaging or anything like that. She then happened to have asked, do you think in a few years, Wendy, that we'll see Star and Al's situation like Terry McMillan and her husband? And I said, hell no. Star might have, I can't even say dumbed up because I believe she walked into knowing full and well, you know what I mean? No, Terry has set the blueprint for what not to do. Terry looks like a stone cold fool. And now homeboy was on Good Morning something or another this morning, and she is going to be spilling the rest of her tea on, Terry McMillan's going to be on Tavis Smiley tonight. Tavis, I love you, baby. You're a friend to this show. But I've never watched your show. But guess what? I'll be watching tonight. Actually, I've zhuzhed past and, eavesdropped on conversation, but then disappeared. But tonight, I'm watching it from beginning to end. In the meantime, Gay Jonathan, which I'm not even called Gay Jonathan. It's just Jonathan. Jonathan's been who he is since we first met him through pictures and stories. Can I get a witness? Do you remember the first time you saw Jonathan? Okay, how you doing? You can see it in pictures. You could see it even before one word spilled out of his mouth. Jonathan was on Good Morning America this morning, and I'm so sorry I missed. Personally speaking, in the mornings, I'm, here locally in New York. For those of you who aren't in New York, we have Good Morning, Good Day New York of Fox 5, and I'm a Good Day New York girl. Damn, Chris Galis, Stacey Ann, what happened? We need Jonathan on our show. Get Jonathan. He's looking for attention. Call me in. I'll talk to him. If you all are a little scared or you don't really know what to say, I'm down with Jonathan in this one. I usually always side with the wife. Like in Jennifer Aniston's case, I side with the wife. I don't even know her. She's not even a friend of mine, Jennifer Aniston, but I side with her because she's the wife and that's why Brad's laid up in the hospital now. Karma's a bitch. But that's another story. Wait, I'll get to that in a minute. Jonathan Plummer is in New York. Girls in the office, can we book Jonathan for tomorrow? Let him know I'm a friend of the situation. I'm not foeing. I'm a friend.
All love.
Yeah. Elisa Payne in the pink room. Nicole, my right hand. We need Jonathan Plummer. Jonathan, how you doing? I know you're in New York. I know you're listening. All right, maybe your friends are listening because we are friends to the kids, this show. This is the kids-friendly show. He was on Good Morning America. Damn, I wish I saw it. I need a tape. Jonathan claims he did not know he was gay when he married Terry. Well, listen. Does a 20-year-old guy know that he's gay, or does he have an inkling and is trying to fight it? See, he knows. I'm saying he knows, but I don't think that she didn't know is what I'm saying. I think he knew, but so did she. And she's 41 years old. We're in the same peer group. A 20-year-old man is not going to pull that over on me. I mean, he's got to be real good. Because once you're 41, like Terry was at that time, you've lived a little bit.